I do. I changed my health over the last years. And what we are going to reveal to you, and it's still covered, but you will see soon what is in it, that will really make a big difference for your health. Health is everything. We can have a lot of money, we can have a lot of cars, a lot of material, we can have the most beautiful husband or wife in the world, we can have the most beautiful children in the world, but health is so important. And over the last years, I see a lot of people asking me, I'm a teacher at a music school, and parents ask me, oh, Ellen, you have lost a lot of weight, how did you do that? I see a lot of people struggling with overweight, and the obesitas is one of the main diseases in Western world. When we look in Europe and in America, that people are really eating too much and eating really things they should not eat. But it's changing. But it's so important that we change our attitude about health and know what we put in our body, what we put on our skin, and what water we drink. I mean, how many of you drink bottled water? Okay. How many people of you drink tap water? Okay. How many people go to a very fancy, expensive shop in London who is specialized in the most amazing types of water, and they are very expensive? Who of you go to that kind of shop and tried that kind of water? I did. I did it. Paid £6 for some bottle from some source, I don't know. Water is very important. We need to drink everyday water. Do you know how many liters we need to drink?
2.5 average.
Yes, 2.5, 3 hours average. Yes, when I never go to normal doctors, I always go to natural doctors, and she told me, please drink as much, try 3 liters a day, and the more you drink, the better you feel. So the water is very important. And before we are going to reveal this surprise, yes, I kept you waiting, I know, but we will reveal it soon. I want to ask you one promise, because this will be so exciting. It will be a whole story, and the end of the story is, of course, at the end of this evening. And I know you are very busy and you have phone calls to make, but if you don't hear and wait till the end of this evening, then you will not hear the most important part, and that would be a pity. So, can we make a promise to me that you really stay until the end and hear the whole story and the ending, because that is the most exciting part. Do we have a deal? Yeah. Wonderful, thank you so much. Give your neighbor a high five and say, I am so excited to hear what the ending is. Okay, wonderful. I am going to end this part with a little story about Dr. Emoto, a Japanese scientist, who did a lot of exercises and research towards water. He had one glass, he wrote love, and the other glass hate. The glass with love he took to a special room where there was beautiful music and a few people who say to the glass, I love you, and you're so beautiful. Wow, you are so beautiful. And the glass with hate they took to another room with loud, nasty music, and they said, I hate you, I don't like you. They froze the two glasses, and what appeared, the glass with hate, was completely shattered, and the glass with love was just a beautiful crystal. I'm going to reveal what is there? I'm going to invite the beautiful people who are going to present it to you. Come on board, guys. And I am going to reveal this, because this will change your life forever. And I'm so excited about it. Please give them a round of applause, the presenters.
Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Big up the team in the area. Still looking like that.
Hey guys, how we doing? All good, yeah? Good. I'd like to introduce you to a chap I like to refer to as Dad. If you've not noticed, he is my dad. We think he is anyway. So my mum tells me. How many of you here are aware of the rise in chronic health diseases? Hands up. Quite a few of you. Good. I need a favour from you guys today. I'm incredibly new to public speaking, so incredibly new. So I'm going to ask you guys to bear with me. I'm going to speak from the heart and share the information to the best of my ability. And I promise by the end of this presentation, you will look at your health in a completely different way. Is that okay with you guys? Yeah. A little bit louder, please. Thank you very much. So, who has heard of Kangen or Enagic? A couple of you? That's good. So Kangen's motto is change your water, change your life, and that'll make a little bit more sense shortly. So who is Enagic? Enagic is a company that was established in 1974, so we're 43 years old at this point. In 1987, the Japanese FDA labelled the machines here that you can see as fully licensed and certified medical devices. So this is medical grade technology, guys. We have we have offices in 23 countries across the world. So the latest one was Dubai, and we have one opening in the UK this year. Enagic does 500 million in turnover every year. That's 12,000 machines per month. It's actually closer to 13 or 14,000 per month at this point. All their machines are manufactured by one person in their warehouse. So Enagic is an OEM company, which means they're an original equipment manufacturer. So from start to finish, there's one person that makes the machine, which means they have a lifespan of over 20 years. So here you can see is a certificate showing that these machines are in fact medical devices. So there's three main properties to Kangen water. The first one is microclustering, the second is alkaline water, and the third one is antioxidants. The fourth one is someone needs a battery charger. So, how many of you guys are aware of any popular antioxidants? One. Can you name a few? Let's name a few. I'll get you started. Blueberries.
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate, that's a good one. I like it. Any more? Oranges, tomatoes popular, superfood. Oranges, get lots in vitamin C. Carrots, I'm not sure, but yeah. So does anybody know what an antioxidant does? Well, basically an oxidant is something that changes a stable molecule to an unstable molecule, also known as a free radical. So anything that is an antioxidant reduces the potential of this process, which I'll go into a little bit more detail now. So can anyone tell me what happens when you cut an apple in half? After a while it turns brown, right? That's basically the oxidation process happening within an apple that you can see quite quickly. This happens in the human body every single day. Obviously it's much more difficult for us to see, but we can see it as sickness or as the aging process. So if we can slow down the oxidation process, therefore reducing the potential of becoming sick and even reducing the speed at which we age. So take note of this, guys. This is quite important. Oxidation equals rusting, equals sickness, equals aging. So as you can see on here, on the left hand side, we have Kangen water. which has an ORP of minus 400. And as we move across to the right hand side, we have green tea. Any green tea fans? Good, good, smart people. Moving over to the far right hand side, we have bottled water and some of our favourite drinks. So Coca-Cola, Pepsi, 7-Up. Well, what I'm going to do here, or Daddy's going to do here, is we'll do a little demonstration on the ORP of each drink. Now what this means is ORP stands for oxidation reduction potential. So that's basically what we explained before. The better the ORP, the more potential there is to reduce the oxidation process, reducing the chances of sickness and reducing the speed at which we age. So if we start with 7-Up, can anybody see the reading on here? Can you see from the front, guys?
477.
How can you see from right back there? Bionic, man. 460-ish, which is incredibly high, right, guys? So that's way more than the 200 shown up there. And then we try the Pellegrino sparkling water, and we have 406, still incredibly high. We got any sparkling water fans? 1, 2, 2. Moving on to smart water. Can anybody see? 390. Not so smart, guys. Not so smart. Then we have some fancy tap water all the way from Doubletree Hilton. 375. Incredibly high. Moving on finally to Enagic. This is 9.5 healthy drinking water. Can anybody see that, guys? Look carefully.
Negative 230.
The important part is negative 200-ish. That's a negative there, guys. As you can see on the screen there, it goes up to 400, and you can get minus 700 water. That shows the potential of this water compared to your everyday drinks. There'll be no more drinking 7-Up from now on, okay? So another one of the important things that the machines do is provide you with healthy alkaline water. Now it's important to maintain an alkaline diet. So does anybody know Tony Robbins? Yeah? Good, good. Well, Tony Robbins basically teaches that all diseases and sickness is born from an acidic environment. And basically, guys, no disease can survive in an alkaline environment. This goes to show that an alkaline diet will prevent the chances of you becoming sick, right? So what we're going to do here is show you the alkaline or acid levels of different drinks that we consume every day, that our children, our families consume every day. So starting with 7-Up. Can you see there, guys? Acid or alkaline?
Acid.
Acid, right? Incredibly acidic. And that's a very, very popular drink. I imagine millions sold every year. And then we have the sparkling water Pellegrino. Acidic? Acidic, right? Moving on to the not so smart water. Acidic again. Not as acidic as a 7-Up, but still quite acidic, right? Then we have the tap water. Now, the interesting thing about tap water is that no matter where we test this, across the country, across the world, you will always find it's a very similar colour to that. Does anybody know why? Well, basically, it's because the government mandates that all tap water must maintain a certain pH level around neutral. They do this by adding chemicals to the water. Now, this ensures that their pipes are looked after. Can you imagine if they run acid through their city pipes? Not good, right? They'd have to replace them all the time. This tells me they take care of their city pipes before they take care of your pipes. And then we have Enagic water. Acidic or alkaline? Very alkaline, right? That needs a round of applause, guys. So what we'll do here is basically show you what happens when we add some Enagic 9.5 drinking water to tap water, just to show how this will affect your body. Can you see that? It's got much more alkaline. And we'll do the same again with smart water. Alkaline quite quickly, right? And we'll try this with sparkling water. Keep an eye on this one, guys. Did you see that? It put up a fight, but the acid prevailed. Reason being is because that drink is so acidic that you'd have to drink quite a lot of Kangen water to make the difference. And then we'll try with the 7-Up. Barely had a chance. Do you know why this is, guys? How many glasses do you think of this bottle? How many bottles do you think you would have to drink to negate the effects of one can of 7-Up? How many?
5.
1? 5? Keep going.
7.
32 is very close. It's actually 33 bottles. So you'd have to drink 33 bottles of this to negate one can of 7-Up. How many of you can actually drink 33 bottles of this in one day? Nobody, right? So we'll show you exactly, we'll add some 7-Up to each of the glasses to show you how damaging this drink is. Look at that, guys. I have a son, 2 years old, who quite likes his lemonade, his fizzy drinks. Doesn't get to drink them anymore. Look how quickly you can negate the effects of drinking Kangen water. It's pointless living a healthy lifestyle if you're going to ruin it by drinking such drinks. And then even with the Kangen water. It's crazy, right, guys? Thanks, Mo. So the third important property of Kangen water is what we call microclustering. Now the best way to explain this is imagine if 20 people from this room now stood up and tried to run out of those doors. It wouldn't go too well, right? It just wouldn't work. You'd all get stuck. You'd be in a jam. Now if there was only 5 or 6 of you, you would much easier get through that door. Well, basically that's what happens with this water. All Kangen water is microclustered, so you've got 5 to 6 molecules as opposed to 20-ish molecules of normal tap water. Now with normal tap water, the body absorbs as little as 17% of the water. But because Kangen water is so much smaller, it's just smaller particles, the body can absorb it much better, much superior hydration. We'll show you exactly how this works with a nice, easy demonstration. Did that make sense for everybody, yeah? Perfect. Anybody like green tea? I think we had a few that pointed out green tea is good, right? Quite popular. So we have Yamamoto tea. So what we're going to do is just add some tap water to a tea bag. What normally happens when you add water to a tea bag? You have to boil it first, right, to be able to make the tea. Now this is just room temperature water that we've just added to a tea bag. As you can see, there's no green tea. Now if we do the same again with Inagix 9.5, I promise you I'm not magic, guys. That's instant green tea, and that again, that's room temperature. Now there's no trickery. I'm aware you can understand we already wet the tea bag, that's cheating, so we'll add it to a third cup and we'll add tap water again. There you go, guys. Same result. So what we'll do is we'll add it to a fourth cup, so you can see finally if we add 9.5 again. Instant green tea. For those of you in the audience who like green tea, you can actually make approximately 30 cups of tea from one tea bag, so you can carry on with your tea bag parties now and save yourself a fortune. So we'll add a few drops of green tea to each cup, and then we'll show you the difference between adding tap water as opposed to the 9.5. Now I hope this makes a little bit more sense now. This is going to be relevant for those of you who like cooking. So normally what we do is we add extra fruit and vegetables to our food, and that gives us more flavour, right? Now using 9.5 water, you can actually add it to your food, and that will bring out all of the flavours because the particles are smaller, which we'll show you here. So we've added normal tap water, and then we'll add the 9.5, and we'll show you exactly how it brings out all of the nutrients, all of the flavour. Can you see that? Incredible, right? I need a round of applause again, guys. between me and you guys, there are actually a few restaurants across the country that keep it quiet, but one of their secret ingredients is in Magic's 9.5. A few Indian restaurants use it for their curries, and that brings out all of the flavour. I found that out recently, I was quite amazed. Somebody managed to sell some Magic machines to people across the country, to some big chains. So this basically happens because the particles are so much smaller, they can actually penetrate the tea bag and bring out all of the nutrients, all of the flavour. So I'm going to do a little video for you now. You guys can take a minute to watch this video.
Let us see how this type of water affects human blood.